Hey guys, welcome to Rapid Business Growth Show. It's a beautiful Friday, afternoon. Here sun is shining. Hopefully, where you are joining from, sun is shining there too. Today, our guest is Carla Williams. Hey, Carla.
Hi.
All right. So, before I jump into today's show, I'm just going to quickly give you a brief about Carla's background, who Carla is, right? Okay. So, just to tell you a little bit about Carla is Carla Johnson, and she runs a company called Carli Communications, which offers advertising and marketing advice to entrepreneurs, business owners who are interested in building a business in the real world. And that's what we're going to talk about today. What does she mean by real world, right? And she basically considers herself an advocate for business men and women who are basically promoting themselves as a brand. So in service-based businesses, we do know that the person, let's say you're a lawyer, you're a dentist, you're a landscaping guy, you're a roofing guy, you are the brand of your business. And that's what basically Carla helps other people achieve, that how you can basically put out your personal brand in the real world. So that's what we'll be having a conversation today with Carla. So thank you so much for joining in today. I think we'll have a lot of fun. So let's say start with Carla, that give me a brief that what do you mean by real world marketing and real world communication?
First of all, let me say that I'm a little bit jealous because you have hot sun across there and the rain literally just started to pour on my side. So it's very, very dark.
Yeah.
But just to get back on the whole marketing scheme of things, what I mean about being in the real world, the foundation for marketing has never really changed. Everything is more or less the same. But the tactics and how we reach people has to be different because people are overstimulated. There's so many connections, so many touch points that you can reach people now. And what you need to do is, now that we are living in the quote-unquote real world, what tactics do we use to effectively reach them, to get them to see us, to notice us, and buy from us?
Okay. So so that's a very interesting thing, right? So real world. So how people they usually get confused. They say, okay, you know what? Should I be investing in traditional marketing? Should I be investing in online marketing? What I should be investing in, right? So it's a very interesting world that they say, hey, you know what? I mean, I don't know, I have a $5,000 budget, or let's say I have a $10,000 budget. I should be putting in money towards this. I should be putting in money towards this, and they usually get confused there, right? Then also they also have options, things like networking groups, right? Or where they can do personal one-on-one, like a lead generation. So then they debate that, okay, should I do that route, or should I spend it on online? So my question to you is that how do you bridge gap between traditional and online and make it kind of work it together?
It all comes down to knowing exactly who you're trying to reach, who your ideal target is. And I talk about that all the time with my tribe. You need to know who it is that you're trying to reach. And what I encourage people to do is make a day in the life of your ideal target. Create an avatar and make a day in the life from the time he or she gets up in the morning to when they go to sleep. Because as you go through that, then you will know the different touch points and what you can use. For example, we have a serious problem with traffic here in Trinidad and Tobago in terms when people are going to work and when they're coming back, and we call it drive time, right? Most people, when in drive time, they're stuck in their cars. So we need to figure out, okay, what are the touch points while they're stuck in traffic for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours in their car? That's radio. Okay, well then what radio station will they be listening to? Are they listening to more urban, more alternative rock? And then what is the age bracket? And then you will be able to say, well, okay, this particular station at this particular time, my target will be listening to. And then we might say, well, okay, what frame of mind is the target in? Is the target rushing home to make dinner for her family, or are they rushing to the gym? So what frame of mind are they in? So I would know how to phrase my advertising and phrase my copy in order to connect with them. So it really comes down to who is your ideal target, what are they about, how do they think. You really need to get into the psychology of who you're trying to.
Okay, so So good question, right? Like, ideal customers, we have to go after the right people in the market.
Yes.
That's all
Mm-hmm.
good, right? Okay. And I think a lot of business owners know that. So how, like, is there a certain framework that, like, they can walk through where they can identify their own ideal customer? Is there some sort of 3, 4, 5 step process that they can go through and they can say,
I
hey,
am so glad. I'm
Yeah.
so glad you asked that. It's actually well, I created a system that is actually 4 steps. Right? The first step is know what you truly sell. A lot of people they're not sure what it is that they actually provide for customers. For example, you may look at me and you may think I provide marketing services, but what I do is that I provide clarity for business owners who want to promote themselves. So what I actually sell is a way for them to have freedom in terms of promoting their product. So we get into what do you actually sell. The next step is what is my brand's personality? Just like I have a personality and certain types of people will be attracted to me, your business has a personality. So you need to figure out what type of people will be attracted to your business. You create an avatar based on all of that you create, and you give them a name, you give them a background story, again, the day in the
Yeah.
and then you look at the different touch points and how to connect and engage with them. So that's the 4 step process that I use and I encourage all clients to use in
So, like, okay, so this is a 4 step process you said, right? Like, that's good. So explain to the people who are watching today
yes.
that, like, okay, um, if I am a roofing guy, right? Okay, I put roofs over the homes, right? Okay, and
Yes.
that's what I sell. But there's, let's say, there are 500 other people out there who are actually doing the same thing. There probably be 1,000 people out there who are
Mm-hmm.
exactly doing the same thing. So how can I differentiate myself out there in the market, among, like, 500, 1,000, like, because in a given city there may
Hundreds
be
of
so many
thousands.
people, exactly, right? So how can they differentiate
Mm-hmm.
themselves, to a point that, like, then when people see them and customers see them, they're like, wow, like, what, I would like to do business with this company. I would love to do, like, like, and I would love to engage them, in like, as a consultant or as an advisor, because now they trust you, right? So how you can achieve that
Uh-huh.
level of trust as a service provider?
Well, there are a couple ways. First things first, you have to know what your unique selling point is. What makes you unique? You must have make you unique. Even though you all are selling the exact same things, there must be something that will make you unique versus
Okay.
all the other roofing people out there. What is it? Is it that you promise to do quick follow up, something that makes you unique, right? And then you go into sorry, I'm getting a feedback when I speak. Sorry,
No, no,
do you hear
that's good.
feedback?
So, yeah, no, no, that's good. So tell me this thing that, like, you, like, you mentioned that, like, let's say people need to differentiate themselves. That's good, right? Okay, because we are getting somewhere now.
Yes.
Now, if I recognize that I need to differentiate myself as a roofing guy, or if I'm a real estate guy, or if I'm, like, a mortgage consultant,
Right.
am I providing a services locally? I know how to differentiate myself. So how they can differentiate
Mm-hmm.
themselves online and offline. So give us some practical tips there that, like, tell us, okay, you know what? This is exactly they should be doing online and offline.
Well, the thing is, once you know who is and who you want to target, then connecting with them online or even offline is going to have its unique properties that would make them attracted to you. So, for example, if you do a lead magnet and you are into roofing and you do a lead magnet, an ebook that says 10 tips to help you take care of your home, and you have people download that and bring them onto your mailing list, that's one way that you give value to people and they read it, they know it, they trust you, and then they'll be able to do more service. They'll be able to buy from you. Sorry. You also need to know how does your target consume information. Just as you may want to put out an ebook may not be the best thing. You may want to do a video. You may want to do a free consultation. Something that they would want from you in order for you to make that connection. So as a let's use the roofing person. If your target only consumes video, let's just say, you may want to do a video series as to how to, I'm not familiar with roofing, but how to fix a roof in 5 easy steps or 10 easy steps. And people will actually use your information and get to the day you want them, then trust you enough
Yeah.
that from
Okay, so that totally makes sense. That what you're saying, that they can trust you enough. You can differentiate. Focus on the things which you provide it unique in your local market. So I agree with
yeah.
that. Now tell us if when it comes to my website, right? Okay, that's where mostly people are following me, because my website is, that's where mostly people find me. That's where most of the game is played. You can have people on Instagram, you can have people on Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere else, but majority of the conversion happens on your website, right? So how can I
Right.
differentiate myself on my website when I compare myself against 5, 10, 15, 20 other local guys out there who are exactly doing what I am doing then?
Well, first of all, you have to drive to your site. So I would assume you would use other forms of advertising, other touch people to your website. When they come to your website, it must have information that they would need, and you have to immediately decide what their issue is. You are going to solve it for them. For example, going back to the roofing system, if you are prone to rain and you are prone to leaky roofs, when I come to your website, I must immediately realize that you are the one for me, because you specialize in, get to your website. You have to bring me there through a, so that when I get to you, I'm like, yes, you are the one for me. I need to hire you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Okay. So, that makes sense. So you are the one for me, and I need to hire you
Yeah.
now.
By the time they to your website, you have to be the one for them, because you have already gave them so many different touch points before they come to your site. Because I mean, nobody is just walking through the internet. My mentor said, no one is just walking through the internet and just happens upon a website. Something has bring them there. So all the marketing that you have done and all the touch points along you've done have brought them to the site. So when they're at the site, they're looking for a final solution, and you are supposed to be the final solution. So any copy, any imagery, anything that you have on your site has to address whatever their struggles are head on.
Okay. So you know what? There's a very interesting thing that I was actually talking to a local guy today, Amir, and we were having a chat about SEO and online marketing. So you talk about differentiation. So this is a good example, right? So let's say you are at a party and you start shouting, right? That hey, I do roofing, and people will look at you. They're like, well, that's kind of weird. Why are you shouting, and why are you saying that I do roofing, right? Okay. But let's say you are shouting that I do roofing, but your friend comes to you at the party and says, hey, you know what, Carla, that person actually got roofing from me. I got my roofing done from this guy, and he did an amazing job. So now basically, like being a different is as important as being found, and it's so important, because if you are not being found,
Yeah.
right, okay, you become irrelevant, and at the point you become irrelevant, right, okay, this it comes down to a point that you tend to don't convert the most of the traffic. So let's say if you're getting 100 people from your website and you're converting at 2%, you're converting at 3%, that's the thing you have to fix. Because if you don't fix that, right, okay, end of the day,
Yeah.
you can keep spending money on your traffic generation, you won't gonna churn
And
out anything, right? Okay, that that's so important.
that is very, very true. You are very correct with that, because I find there are a lot of entrepreneurs out there. They're trying so hard to bring people to them through different means, and then when they come to them, because they probably as far as they needed to be. As a leader, you must always try to step ahead of your people. So when they come to you, you lead them down a particular path, and the ultimate goal is to get them to buy from you. But you
Okay.
can't bring people to you and you have nothing.
Awesome, awesome. So, Carla, we don't have a lot of time today, so we're gonna sum it up. So, tell us a parting piece of guidance. Tell us, that people who are listening today, they will be watching this video later on at one point, or it gets shared. Bottom line is that what's your takeaway that, what can service providers, local service providers, can do to help them get more business, more sales, more leads online, because it's getting more competitive out there. Um, there is so many other ways, you can market yourself. So what's your advice
Yes.
to them, right? How they can market themselves, and they can do it in a way which can get them really, really good results.
I think that the main thing that every entrepreneur should do is take the time to do research. Research the people that you want to work with. Research your competition. See what they're doing, what they're not doing that you can capitalize on. Research what it is that people are looking for. Research to see if you have an idea, how the idea should be executed, media that you should use that would be best for you. And you have to collect as much data and as possible before you move forward. And a lot of people kind of they bypass that because it's too long or time. But you really need to set your business on a proper foundation, and the foundation is knowing who you're dealing with, who you're talking to, and what they want.
Okay, so I think really good takeaway, guys. Whoever is watching us today, I think it's an amazing takeaway, because the foundation of marketing is strategy. And if you don't have the foundation correct, right? Okay, yeah, the whole building can come down. If those are the pillars of
Yes,
the marketing and advertising, and it all comes down to one thing, that pillars of marketing and advertising are that you have a good strategy in place. You should know that who is your ideal customer, who you are dealing with, because it's like you are basically, let's say, going from New York to California, and you are going without GPS, so you end up in Florida
yeah,
because you have no idea, you were just
exactly,
following the sun, I guess. So idea here is don't do
exactly.
that. Don't start go and just start grabbing traffic out there. Make sure that you also focus on your like a differentiation, and also make sure that your strategy is intact, right? Before you go and
Yeah.
even do your Google AdWords, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, that you have a good strategy in place, so you know who you are targeting. Because end of the day, when people compare you against another Mike, Joe, or John out there, they need to have a good reason to work with you. So Carla,
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for
uh,
having me.
yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Growth Nation, thank you so much for tuning in today. I will be live next Friday at Mountain Standard Time at noon. Join us. We will be bringing another guest. I'll be announcing that right after this show. So what were the major three takeaways, right? Okay, so major three takeaways were: don't just focus on your traffic, also focus on your conversion. Very, very important, because if you don't
Yes.
focus on your conversion, you can keep bringing traffic in, you can keep burning that traffic. Number two, find your uniqueness, find your unique selling proposition, that what makes you really, really different out there, why should
Hmm.
people follow you. Third thing, make sure that your offline and online marketing is talking together with each other. And if it does, then you can get the maximum ROI. You may be part of a local networking group. You may do trade shows. You may do a bunch of other things, but your marketing doesn't come together really well. And this is usually the thing a lot of entrepreneurs face. So you have to make sure that your offline and online marketing is talking to with each other really, really well. I'll catch you next Friday at 12 noon with another guest, with another topic. Thank you, Carla, for joining us today. See
Thank
you guys.
you.
Have a good day, and have an amazing weekend. And any questions, any comments, any feedback, write down here in the comment section, and I will get back to you. I'll answer all of that myself. And yeah, so just communicate with us. If you have any topic suggestions, reach out to us, and we'll love to talk about that. And you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for checking out. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.